Good morning. Time for another Take Time Tuesday. We start by breathing. So breathe in, breathe out. One of the topics that I don't often discuss, and it's a little bit different from what I normally talk about, is living with addiction. And in this particular case, I don't mean living as an addict myself. I mean living with the people closest to you having addictions and how to process and be supportive or not to the people that you care for that have to endure that symptom. Addiction is different because it is a combination of genetics and behaviors, and to people that don't have addictive tendencies or properties within them, it can be very hard to understand what that person is going through. I have learned in my life, because I have addiction that runs rampant on one side of my family, and I've been in relationships that have been broken or devastated in some cases by addiction. It is never an easy topic to sit with. When you watch someone you love fall to addiction, and especially when they clearly need help but can't find the proper words or the right tools to ask for it, it can be draining, it can be heartbreaking. There's just a lot of feelings that come up with you yourself, and that's not even looking at how it's affecting them. Being a partner, being a friend, being a family member, being a loved one of someone who is struggling with addiction in very real ways can be some of the most difficult conversations that you ever have. And courage in a relationship with someone who is an addict isn't standing your ground and fighting for yourself. It's standing your ground and fighting for them. Sometimes the biggest thing that you can do, the best thing you can do, is sit in silence and sit in contemplation and sit in knowing with them and say, this is how we need to address this. I love you. I'm going to be there for you. These are the guidelines. These are the boundaries that I need to set. These are the expectations that we need to work on together that ultimately fall to you. And that's not something that is easy for anybody. It is not a normal thought process. It is an act of true compassion. And yes, to someone who is dealing with somebody that is an addict, you do have to eventually set hard rules, set hard boundaries. But remember that they are also struggling with understanding how this is impacting them, how this is impacting their life, how it is impacting the people closest to them. Sometimes the hardest work is just showing up. That's something I want you all to think about really hard, because as with anything in life, even for non-addicts, the hardest part in a relationship can be just showing up. You don't have to understand what they're going through. You don't have to have a 17-point plan on how to fix something, because sometimes it can't be fixed. Sometimes it is a much more complicated process than that. But understanding that there is a problem and showing up for them, sometimes that's the best thing that you can do. Something to think about. Y'all have a good day.